In this tutorial, we'll be going through how to provide a printer or designer with a specific font that is installed on your system and that you would like to be used within your artwork. Why would you do this? Without going into too much depth, a font can give a company or a person a personality through the use of written words. Companies spend thousands on commissioning a typographer to create a company typeface, one that's bespoke and encompasses all that the company is. Take a look at examples of kinetic typography, and this will hopefully add meaning to how fonts can convey a feeling. Back to the tutorial. Very often, the fonts installed on your computer are not always on everybody else's. Not only that, font formats are not always compatible with the system you're wanting to install them on. For example, fonts installed on an Apple Mac computer will not install on your PC, running on Windows at home. To gather the typefaces needed, head over to the Control panel. Open up the folder labeled Fonts. Once you have found the typeface, simply right-click on it and scroll down to Copy. Many would advise that you can simply drag the typeface out of the folder, but I would prefer to make sure I'm not disrupting anything on the system, and choose to work safely. Once you've successfully copied it onto the system's clipboard, you can paste it into a folder, possibly one you'll be providing to a printer or designer. In this example, we'll be pasting it onto the desktop. For illustration purposes, I'm simply showing here the preview of the currently installed typeface on your system is exactly the same one you have just pasted into the relevant area, best suited for your needs. Did you know this one way of installing this typeface on your system? You can do this one of a couple of ways. But one way is by right-clicking as you have done so, and going to Install. And now, that typeface can be copied onto a disk or pen drive, for passing it on to someone handling your artwork. One thing to know, though, throughout all this process, is that typefaces are subjected to copyright, and it is in your interest to read up on what typefaces may be used for commercial or private use. Now heading on over to InDesign. Let's see how this handles fonts and why many designers would choose this program over many of the other competitors out there. In this example of some artwork, intended to be used in another tutorial, notice how simple the process of packaging a document together is within InDesign. Now unfortunately, this is an example within InDesign CS3, but the principle is still the same within the latest version. To package a document, simply head on up to File, and scroll down to Package. The printing instructions prove really helpful if you are passing the files onto a printer or designer, as this provides them with a digital copy that is easily accessible on every platform, of your contact details, specific instructions and who to contact. Simply choose where you would like the final packaged document to be stored and click Package, making sure the fonts and images are to be collected. Now heading on over to the folder InDesign created for us. Double-click to open it, and let's see how it's split the document down into its basic elements. Within the folder are separate folders. One for images, another for fonts, and in the main folder, your artwork. By introducing this into a workflow, you can make sure you never misplace fonts and always have the relevant ones for each job. This also makes everything very neat and concise for anyone handling the files after you. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful.